Okay, we're back. I'm wearing the same jumper because it's the same day. That's right, 3. I'm doing 3 years of KDM today, maybe a 4th, who knows? We see how it goes. So we're going into year 14 here. We've got nothing special happening, and from what we wanted to do from last time, obviously we had all of our resources gone and taken away, which wasn't very good. Not very happy with it. So we're trying to build up our resources to try and get a shield and hopefully at least like some leather armor before we go up against the Butcher level 2. Otherwise it's going to be quite a tough one to be able to get through. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and we'll see what the salmon phase is. So, cracks in the ground. A low rumbling fills the settlement. Small cracks in the earth widen into fissures that belch up hot, foul-smelling vapor. I assume we need to roll. So we'll give it a roll. We got a 2. The returning survivors with the lowest movement falls into the crack and they die. Wow. Okay. That sucks. 5, 5, 5. They've all got 5s. 10, 8. No. No. Please. No. 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 Nah. my really strong piston tooth person has actually died. They've actually died. That's... Yeah. Yeah, I'm just healing and seeing, like, yeah, no, they're dead. Man, that sucks. If you're wondering why Flute as well is on blue instead of green, I'll switch them around. They're actually dead. That saddens me so much. I was really, really looking forward to using that person, especially with the fist and tooth. But they had the perfect thing for it as well. That sucks. That really sucks. Okay. Any returning survivors with heavy gear are dead. A 1 would have been better. No one has heavy gear. A 1 literally would have been better. Oh, that sucks. Lingering effects. The cracks prevent all home endeavors, and the vapor improves breathing, +1 result to nightmare training. So we have hovel, which is the home endeavors here. The settlement accepts their nightmarish landscape at home. Departing survivors gain +1 survival. So I believe we can't basically yeah. I don't think we're getting +1 departing on this one. I think that's what it means. We don't have Hunt Shrine or Sacrification, so those ones don't come into effect either. It now just comes into our thing. Cool. So we're gonna have people just mate. Like, we have leather and we have a skull, but like we just can't do anything with it. We're just gonna have people mate, I think. And then we're gonna try and go up against the level 2 antelope. So we've gotten down to just 10 survivors now, which kind of sucks. We'll have these 2 unnamed people, this person and this person. They're going to be our designated maters. So we're going to spend an endeavor. We're going to try and see if hopefully we can try and get some perfect. Good start. Hopefully we can try and see if we can get some population going, because our population is it's gone down to numbers I'm not happy with right now. So that is a 7, which is +1 population. They get 10 survival each. I believe both of them had, if I'm not mistaken, I believe both of them. Oh no, this person doesn't. So it should go up to 4. It's 10 each. That's the maximum. Same 2. Nominating again. That is a 2. Just not going to do anything with it because we're not going to get rid of a piece of gear for an understanding. That's another 8. Perfect. And we've got an 8, which is just, again, another 1 population. No one's going to gain anything from that because they both have the same amount. Those 2 people that we've just made, that one of them's going to be a boy, one of them's going to be a girl. We're going to roll and have them mate. Oh, it's a 9. Love that. Come on. That's a 6. They just gain 1 population. So that is a strength and understanding. And then we're going to do the same thing again with the same 2 people. Hopefully we can get one more coming through. No, we don't. Okay. So we got 3 survivors out of that. That's not terrible. What I want to do is I want to bring out Walker, because Walker is the person who needs to be carrying the club, and we're going to bring the club back to him there. The people that we have just aren't really going to be that proficient in anything, so we're going to keep this with at least with the bow, we're going to be able to shoot with the bow. This person's relatively weak, they've just got good armor. Sorry, I gave them the wrong thing. I meant to be given this. This person has the bone blade. I'm also going to have them carry around the club as well. And then this person has the pouncing. So we just need to bring... oh, perfect, actually. We can bring Alone back out, because they had to skip the last hunt. So they can get their endeavour up with the guitar. And we actually have the person with the club. So if we take this person away, and we'll bring Donoff back out, both of which these people can now actually get their proficiencies up. And Donoff has the red hand as well, which is going to be quite nice. Also, we're going to be departing, gain +1 survival and 1 strength token on a depart, which is going to be really good. So these are people that then we'll take out. This is we've got honourable. On the event reveal, it's bad. And I may not spend survival unless I'm insane. Well, we are insane, thankfully. And you may not spend survival unless you're insane. This person cannot spend survival. But we need to get that the guitar up, if we can. Okay, so we're going to go up against a level 2 Screaming Antelope here. We're going to be taking this risk because I'd like to sit there and push through and try our utmost best to be able to get as much gear as possible. Because right now we only have 1 person that has a full set of gear. I want to try and get someone to have... Well, ideally, if we can make 1 more shield, that'd be good. But I'd like to have... I know it's 2 years. I don't think we're going to be able to do it in the 2 years. But I'd love to be able to get 2 people to have full leather armor. And if they can't get full leather armor, at least 1 person have full leather armor and someone else to have some leather armor on top of that. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that one goes. Okay. So everyone rolls. See who's going to be going first. 10. So he's going to be going in sequential order, as it normally is. That's nice. Dead antelope. The survivors are struck by a scent of a rotting meat wafting from a hulking corpse ahead. The event revealer may lead the survivors to investigate. If they do, gain 1 random vermin, 2 random screaming antelope resources, and roll on the D10. On a 7+, the survivors are startled by the arrival of the antelope's killer, a lion. End the hunt showdown, start the showdown the white lion level 1 higher than the quarry or the highest level available using its setup rules, add a dead monster terrain card to the showdown if they don't investigate. That is going to be very dangerous. That will be a level 3 lion, and I think a level 3 lion will kill us. Oh, the risk I want to do for it though. A level 3 lion we're not going to do it. I can't tell you how badly I want to gamble on that, because I'm like, I won't get a 7+, but if we do, that's just it. Like, all 4 of my people would die. I don't think we can. We basically just can't have that right now, because it's not so much the case of our full, like, we can have people die, we can have the 4 people die, I think that's fine. It's more so we need the resources. We can't be wasting any years, so we're gonna roll on this. It sucks, it really sucks. I do really want to take that gamble, but yeah, 95. I'm gonna be sensible. Grim and frostbitten. There is a dead stillness in the air. The atmosphere becomes thick and worry, and survivors carry on nervously. A bitter, evil cold sets in, and there is no shelter. The survivors huddle together for warmth, shivering loudly. Unless the survivor has armor gear at each hit location, they lose quarry monster level survival. Unless the survivor has armor gear at each hit location. Okay, so we're gonna have people here that doesn't have each hit. So you've got a coat, a skirt, gauntlet, legs, boots. You're fine. You've got nothing. You're losing 2 survival. You are losing 2 survival. You can't lose any survival. And you are also losing 2 survival because you don't have gauntlets. And is it right? Unless the survivor has armor gear at each hit location, they lose quarry monster level survival. Yep. That's just the 2. Sucks. But we go next. Random. 62. Space between the rocks. The survivors are distracted by a dark crack in the endless sea of stone faces. If any survivor has a pickaxe, they strike the ground, causing the crack to expand. We don't. Otherwise, each survivor rolls 1d10. The lowest scoring survivor becomes a straggler. Fuck's sake. Not good. Got an 8, we got a 1, we got a 4, we got a 9. It is Walker. Walker is the straggler. The straggler stops to gaze into the depths and refuses to stop staring. When the other survivors drag them away, they babble incoherently. Whatever they saw changed them forever. They gain 1 random disorder. If all the survivors end up as stragglers, no one ever pulls them away and they'll all die. My god, so if you get a whole random thing, or yeah, all 4 of you having the same, that'd be terrible. Right, we've just got apathetic. We have just drawn a 4th disorder. So I'm going to have to Google here what happens. Okay, I thought so. No, I'm going to bother editing that out because it took so quickly. We get to choose to remove one. Is basically what it is. So I think, honestly, honourable is probably the one we want to get rid of the most. Not being able to spend survival unless you're insane is really bad. Oh wait, if you're the event revealer and you roll, you need to double roll. I was the event revealer, but there was nothing there to roll on, so we're fine. Yeah, so I think we're going to get rid of honourable. Not being able to hit the blind spot would be devastating. So that's what we're going to be doing for that. Cool. Stampede. A thunderous boom approaches. The survivors may hide, and if they do, move the quarry 1 space back. Otherwise, all survivors gain 1 courage, and the event revealer rolls. Yeah, this is going to be brain damage on a 2 to a 7. Do people have 2 brain? You would have to roll. That would stop you being able to use your survival. I am going to try and go for this one, I think. I don't want to move the quarry 1 step back. Actually, do I? No, okay, no, we'll leave it. We'll move the quarry 1 space back. We're not going to risk it. I don't want people to be taking more damage, and the risk of us getting an 8 to a 10 to start that ambush earlier is just not happening. 20 on the dot. Alright, dry lands. As the survivors press forward, the air turns dry and the ground cracks. A lot of cracking in the ground today. The survivors suffer heat exhaustion. Each survivor loses 1 survival. If they're wearing fur or heavy gear, they instead lose D5 survival. If any survivor has a pickaxe, they break open an interesting vein on the ground. So everyone loses a survival. And if everyone's wearing fur or heavy gear, you're wearing fur gear, so you're a D5 of survival, which is a 1. Love that. You are not wearing fur and or heavy gear. You just lose 1 survival. You've not got fur or heavy gear, you can't lose any more survival. I know you have fur gear, so you're going to have to roll. And you're losing 2 survival. Okay, not the best. Not the best. Now we go back round to Donoff. And we're on to... We just rolled 20 again. Same thing just happened. I literally... don't think people can really... You're going to go to no survival. You're going to... Thankfully, you just rolled another 1. And they've got no more survival. If we're going into this fight with no survival... We were meant to actually have bonus survival. I forgot to add it to us, but it's too late now. Right, overwhelming darkness. So, who do we have here? You have enough courage to be brave. You have enough courage to be brave. You have to take the insane path. And you have enough courage to be brave. So, we'll do the insane path first. And then everyone else is the courage. So... That's a 10. The crab spider you've been traveling with stops to eat a few hissing maggots. You decide you can't leave your friend behind. Gain 1 crab spider vermin resource. That's pretty... Okay. Nice. And now we do everyone else's. So, starting with alone. We're on courage here. 9. With your lantern held high, you cut through a path, suffer 1 event damage to your arms. Just having a look. Just basically cutting through that. 1 event damage to arms. Oh, what am I rolling? 1 event damage to the arms. Okay, next person. 2. You punch yourself in the face to chase way down. gain -1 accuracy token. That one's not so good. They're going to get -1 accuracy token. Thankfully, it's a token. And then last one, 8. 1 event damage to the arms as well. Which isn't fantastic for them because they don't have much more left. Okay. Flip. Skirmish. Panicked by the oncoming survivors, the screaming antelope moves one space away from the survivors on the hunt board, and then we need to roll on the hunt table. Terrible. Really bad, that. That is a 19. Exulsion Darkness. By the way, we got 20 twice and 19 on a thing that's out of 100. The survivors are enveloped in a steamy darkness that dims their lantern lights. They become separated from each other and hopelessly lost. If a survivor has the lead of fighting art, they boldly stride into the clammy darkness and gather everyone. Otherwise, each survivor rolls 1 to 10, and then the straggler. Someone becomes a straggler. Oh, we need to remember about that. In fact, yeah, Walker was the straggler, wasn't he? And he gained the disorder. I was meant to add that to it, so they shouldn't have actually gotten the disorder. I don't think anything bad happened to them though, so that's fine. So we need to roll. So they've got 6, add their hunt XP, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 4, and you got 1. Okay, so it's definitely going to be you. So Donoff is straggling. Now she needs to roll another D10. We're taking the one on the right. It's a 5. Something unseen attacks you. Suffer 1 brain event damage and 1 event damage to a random hit location. Okay, so 1 brain event damage and 1 damage to our body. Okay. Next. This has been a really rough hunt. Nothing's really gone our way. 99 red balloons. The survivors approach a massive portcullis standing in the darkness. It is not attached to anything and does not bar the way. They may choose to walk around it. If they do, roll again on the hunt table before moving on the hunt board. If the settlement has the portcullis key, they may erase it from the settlement record sheet and use it, which we don't have, so we're going to have to walk around it and roll again. And this time we get 57. Gorm's laughter. Oh, fuck it. When the survivors move into a space with the rhythmic wail of Gorm's laughter reaches the survivors, filling them with fear. The cackling follows the survivors, tormenting them until they reach their quarry. Place a token on every hunt board space between the survivors and their quarry. When the survivors move into the space with a token, remove it, and all non-deaf survivors suffer a brain damage. That really sucks. We're only going to be having it the once, though. So that's what's going to happen. We're going to move on to here. Everyone's going to suffer a brain damage. So you. Unfortunately, that's going to mean that you're not going to be able to use your thing anymore. And then we flip. Acanthus leaves sprout from the crevices in the stone ground. The survivors spend time gathering and eating the small leaves. Each survivor may heal 1 hit location of their choice, restoring all injury levels and armor points. If any survivor has the sickle, they gain... Oh, really good. Okay, so we can heal. Let me just remember. So 4, 3, 3, I think healing. Yeah, put that back up to 4. 3, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. Oh shit! I got rid of the token. Yeah, let's not do it. Let's not do that. Let's not do what I've been doing. But that. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think they lost anything. You never had anything in your arms to begin with anyway. What damage did you take? None. And you took damage to your body, didn't you? So we'll just have the damage go back up there, I think. 5, 0, 3, 2, 1. Oh, 5, 0, 3, 2, 1. So we can put the arms to a 1, which I think is what we'll do. Put arms to a 1. Okay. And then we need to roll on the board, which is 100. We've got 100 again. Who's the event revealer? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is Donna who's the hunt revealer. We've gone to 100 again. An enormous metallic sound rings out in the distance. They suffer 2 brain event damage. This could kill people. So you're going to have to roll. You go 1, 2. You go 1, 2. And you're going to have to roll. So, okay. We'll roll for red first of all. 8. Gain a random disorder and 1d5. Insanity. Brilliant. 1 insanity. And they get a random disorder. That disorder is prey. Which they don't get because there's a double prey. Look at that. Don't actually get a disorder. And now we have to roll for them. So that's not too bad. 8 again. So 1d5 insanity. 8. So half that's going to be 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they get a random disorder. We don't need to reset the deck. We can just do that. And they get Acmophobia. You cannot activate or depart with axes, swords, spears, daggers, scythes, or guitars in your gear grid. You cannot activate or depart. Does that mean I can't? You cannot activate or depart because I've got a bone thing. Does that mean I can't activate because I've got a bone in my gear grid? I'm gonna have to do a quick Google of that. Okay, so it's basically 2 things. So we cannot activate axes, swords, spears, daggers, or scythes or guitars in our gear grid. And we cannot depart with axes, swords, spears, daggers, scythes, or guitars in our gear grid. So we can thankfully still, fight this round because we have a sword in our gear grid. But we have the bone blade, so we can attack with the bone blade. Thankfully. So yeah, that's that. So let's continue on with the rest of it. The survivors may follow the sound, otherwise they panic and retreat to the opposite direction. And this event, we are going to follow the sound. Each survivor gains +1 courage and gingerly approaches. So we got +1 courage, +1 courage, +1 courage, +1 courage. And then we've got, if a survivor has 3+ understanding, they follow the trail of corpses, otherwise harvest 3, which we do. Arriving at the anvil, the survivor sees the giant one-eyed, its charcoal color reflecting the event revealer, rolls a d10. So this is going to be, we're going to do the big one. It's going to be Donna. They've got a 6, which is the knight approaches the survivor, and an instinct, it chops off a random survivor's ear. They gain +1 bleeding token, then it strikes the anvil, binding the survivor with a churning wall of sound. When they open their eyes, the knight is gone, and the steel sword and steel shield rare gear rest in its place. The group divides the gear between them. Oh, thank God it divides the gear between us. Oh, thank fuck. I thought it was going to say that the gear has to be soulbound, and that would have been terrible because that person just got literally just got thingy. So we got the steel sword and the steel shield. Yeah, like that. It would have been terrible because the person wouldn't have been able to have used it. So let's have a look at these 2 items then, shall we? So this is what we've got. It's irreplaceable, slow and sharp. I cannot remember what irreplaceable means. I think as soon as you give it to someone, it's you can't give it to anyone else, like unless they die. 100. Irreplaceable. A gear special rule. If a survivor dies, archive all irreplaceable gear in their gear grids. Oh, okay. So you can actually give it to other people. You can just go and give it to other people. Oh, so that's so. Oh, I see. So this is irreplaceable. So this got killed. So that's how comes the sword goes back. I see. So irreplaceable, you can actually move to other people. This because this is cursed, it has to stay on to me. I believe. Let me just double check what cursed means as well. Cursed means a gear special rule. The gear cannot be removed from the gear grid for any reason. If the survivor dies, you archive this gear. This gear cannot be removed from the gear grid. It says from the gear grid, but not from the person. So if something's cursed, it has to remain in the gear grid. Yeah, no, cursed is bound to a particular survivor. I did think so. Yeah, I did think so. Just to clarify, so it goes to a survivor. It's cursed on the survivor. It's not cursed to the gear grid. Yeah, that makes sense. But anyway, let's have a look at these weapons then. So they're irreplaceable. So if we die with this, then we lose the item. That is a weapon melee shield heavy. You get -3 movement, but you can spend a movement or 1 survival to ignore a hit. So it's a movement as opposed to an action to ignore a hit. So that means you can still hit and then use your movement to stand still. So that's quite useful. But you do get -3 movement, which is kind of devastating. And then we've got the steel sword. On a perfect hit, the edge sharpens. Gain +1 d10 strength for the rest of the attack, which is really good. But it's slow, so it's only on a swing of a 1 does it get a hit off. Yeah, on a swing of, like, you can only swing with 1 thing for that. It is good, especially if we can get someone proficient in the sword. It would be even better. I think, I mean, yeah, I think... I wouldn't mind if this person can be proficient with the sword as opposed to the... No, we do need someone to be proficient with the bow. We sort of have... Yeah, okay, we're just going to give the swords... I think we're going to give the shield to this person because then they're going to have -3 movement. We're going to give them -3 movement tokens right now. And then we're just going to give the sword to you. We're not necessarily going to use the sword, but that's where the gear is going to get dispersed to. And now we're going to start the showdown. I think this is definitely going to be an interesting one. We've already come in quite injured. I think these acanthus plants are going to be very useful for us throughout this attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So we'll see how this goes. Oh, we got a giant stone face. Don't we have someone with strategist as well? No, they died. So we actually should get a second giant stone face. So we get to set these up accordingly. It's 5 from this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who's our bow person? Our bow flute is our bow person. We're gonna have them just be closer. It just has to be 5 away, doesn't it? So I might just even go and sit there and do that. Sort of like a little chokehold in the middle there. And then the grass has to be 4 away from one another, so I think we can just sit there and do it like that. I think that's quite a nice little setup. Because this is why I wanted to wait until we had dash. At the end of the monster's turn, target a random survivor in the trample zone, and then that's the trample zone. It then just full moves through the target, and it deals damage. It will deal collide damage, and collide damage will be the monster's damage, or the monster's level to a random location. So that's why I wanted that. So yeah, that's the issue there. So what we're going to do is we're going to have... And because we can spawn anywhere along this line, we're going to have basically just everyone just be out of sight. That's what we're going to do. Everyone's out of sight. And then we'll start the attack. We'll start off. There's nothing special. Oh no, we need strength tokens for everyone. Definitely need to remember these. Strength tokens for everyone because we've got the fist. Don't know what happened there. Yep, we've got the red fist. Then you've got Rhythm Chaser, so you get +1 evasion. Don't think we have anyone else with Rhythm Chaser. And then you've got Stone Nose, so you get an Insanity and Survival. You don't have Stone Nose, you have Stone Nose, so you get Insanity and Survival. Did I put the Insanity up? I must have. And then you don't have Stone Nose. So, we can now start monster first. When this comes into play, the monster gains +1 toughness token. This is a terrible start. Discovering the ticks, it's gruesome. Roll 1d6. On a 6+, you suffer brain damage equal to the monster's level. And the monster is level 2. Doesn't. All of us got less than a 6. Fantastic. Draw an AI card, and when a survivor ends their act adjacent to this monster on a 1 or a 2, you get a -2 strength token. So we draw another one. Zone of Death. The monster unleashes an awful wail to signal its terrific rampage. All non-death survivors suffer 1 brain damage. So everyone's going to suffer a brain damage. Brain. All knockdown survivors within the zone of death suffer 1 damage per monster level to every hit location. All standard survivors in the zone of death suffer 1 damage per monster level bash and knockback. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We are not in that range. We're not in that range. And now the monster is going to do his trample then. And he's trample, because no one's in view, he's just going to run in a straight line. So he's just going to full move. Boom. And there he is. And now he is ready for us. For our turn. So we have got perfect. This is a really good start. We're going to activate our guitars. We're going to do our pounce and activate our guitars here because we can spend movement to move free space in a straight line. Then if we move free spaces, we can activate a melee weapon with +1 strength. And we can do exactly that. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to activate a melee weapon with +1 strength, which will be our guitars. We don't have an extra speed, but we get an extra speed through the tokens, and we also get +1 accuracy from our things. We've already got +1 accuracy, so we're looking for 5 to be able to hit this. That is 2 hits. And we've got, on a fail, it kicks out. We need to spend an energy to be able to, an activation, to be able to pick it back up. And this one, if we fail, we get knocked back 5. So either way, if we fail, one of these is going to be kind of bad. They've got 11 toughness, but we've got +1 strength for this attacks 1 to 3, and we got 6. So we're looking for 5s to be able to hit here. 7, so that's 1 successful hit. And another 7, that's another successful hit. Love that. Good start, a good double hit start. I don't really want to use my encourage to like surge because I feel like it's going to be good to be able to dodge. Actually, we've got pretty. To be fair, nah, we are going to surge. We're going to do it. I'm going to go against what I've thought. When attacking with a guitar, cancel reactions on the first selected hit location. That's useful to know. We're going to do it again. We don't get the plus. No, sorry, we do get the +1 speed. Oh shit! We're meant to have 2 extra strength as well. We're not going to be getting though the +1 accuracy and the +1 strength from this one. So we're still looking for. We're looking for. We don't hit. We don't hit. We're looking for 6 pluses. We don't hit any of those. Okay. We have nothing else that can change that otherwise. Oh, sorry. You may not spend survival unless you're insane. Sorry, that goes back. Doesn't change anything anyway. We didn't make any damage. That just sort of stays there. Okay, we're going to have flute. Instead of you running into there, we're going to have you shoot first from this angle because it's cumbersome. So you have to do it from here. So you're going to be rolling 2. So we're rolling 2. We've got an accuracy of 1. It's a 6+ for us to hit. If we wanted to, we can do an accuracy where it will put it down to a 4+ for us to hit. But it'll only be 1 damage. We'll go with a 6+ with 2. 6+. That is 1 hit. And if we fail, we're not adjacent to the monster, so that's fine. We've got 3 and we've got 6, so we're looking for 5s to hit. That's a critical. That's brilliant. Oh, we also need to roll this real quick, so we finished adjacent. If we roll a 1 or a 2, we get -1 strength. No, we don't. Cool. The screaming antelope chokes on the blood spilling from its mouth. The monster gains -1 speed token. Archive this card. Boom. Fantastic. -1 speed or movement? -1 speed token. That means it's going to be rolling less to be able to hit us. Really good for us. That was good. We did depart whilst insane, so we should actually have that extra strength token. I didn't add that. I remember that though from the thing. That is not me being a little cheaty buff. That should be an extra strength token for them. Because we did depart whilst insane. We're not insane anymore, but cool. Now we've got, let's move these out of the way. Just having an accumulation of extra dice. So Doneth, we'll have Doneth move to here and make a hit. Not make a hit, actually. Doneth can't make a hit. So Doneth will just put up the shield because she can't use the bone blade. I think Doneth will just put up the shield. and we'll defend because the next time that a hit comes through, ignore one hit the next time you are attacked. So I can ignore a hit when it next comes to me. So if I get charged, I can ignore that I can ignore that charge hit. And then we've just got Walker as the last person, and which we will most certainly be activating this for Walker. Walker has a movement, like a 7 movement. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're literally just going to go right behind here, and we're going to smack with this Thundermaul. So it's 2. 6 pluses to hit, 5 pluses to hit because we're behind. That is both a hit. It's super dense. We're not using a frail weapon, so that's fine. And if we wound, the Screaming Antelope gets -1 movement token, which is going to be really good. We have got 10, 3. It's basically if we roll a 1, it's a fail. It's a 2. It's close to a fail, but it is not. So that's -1 movement token, which is going to be quite good for us. And then we get to roll again on this one. Hopefully we get a nice crit. Can't make this shit up. Got a crit. 1 Screaming Antelope resource. So shuffle that up. Pelt. Nice. So that is the end of the turn. Actually, can this person surge? Can't spend survival unless you're insane. It's a shame. Cool. That is the end of the turn. The monster's now going to do their turn. Oh, sorry. We need to actually roll. Donoff needs to roll, see if they get a 1 or a 2. They got a 7. Walker needs to roll, see if they get a 1 or a 2. They actually got a 2, so they need to get a -1 strength token. For that one. Alright, so monster's turn. Boom. Closest knockdown survivor. There isn't one furthest threat in field of view in range. That will be Flute. So they're going to move over to Flute. And they're going to attack with a speed of 1. So they have minus speed. They actually had +1 speed. So this is the first time they're doing an actual rolled attack. But they can't go below 1. Like if we have -2 speed, you can't roll them minus dice. So they're going to be rolling the 1. And on a 2+ they hit. Flute has 2 evade. So on a 4+ they hit. So we'll see if they hit. They do. It's a 5. That's going to deal 1 damage, but they got 1 damage token. So that's 2 damage. And that's going to be 2 damage to the head, which is terrible. I think this is during the showdown. Whenever you suffer damage to your head location, you're knocked down. So they're knocked down anyway. But there you go. Not so good, because now the monster's going to do his trample. So at the end of the monster's turn, target a random survivor in the trample zone. So this is going to be between blue and green. We kind of want it to go for green. It's going for green. Green's the lowest one. So it's going to go for green. And it's going to go charge all the way through. And that's going to make Walker take 2 damage to our body. Because that is what the trample thing through is. Collide with the survivor and they suffer damage equal to the monster's level to a random hit location. So there you go. That is the end of the turn. Okay. We'll have Walker go first. We're going to have Walker just go right behind here and smack it again with the maul. So we're looking for 5 pluses. We only hit it the once, unfortunately. No downside to it. Obviously, it's 1s we fail. It's a 9. Almost got a crit. Don't have the extra luck, unfortunately. But that is a hit. So we'll take that. We can't use the survival, which is a shame, really, because I'd love to. But we cannot. Donoff can catch up as well. Trying to think of what the best thing is to do here. Because we can't really get to a position where we can fight. That'll be more useful. We kind of want him to come back down here as well. But both of these people are going to get charged if you put them in the way. And I can't put them into a position where someone else will get charged. So I feel like we're just kind of waiting. I don't really know if we can do anything else. Can you encourage? Yes, you can. Okay, so you Is there much point in encouraging, though? I don't think there is. I think we might just have Donoff go in and just do an attack, and then they'll both just take the 2 damage. I think that's going to be more worthwhile. So we're going to have Donoff go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's going to go straight onto this, and she's going to go in for an attack. Oh, she can't even. So no, that would actually be a terrible idea for Donoff to do that. Because she can't obviously attack with the club. She has to be standing still. Oh, I think we just wait then. I think we just wait. So we'll go to the enemy's turn. Everyone else will pass. Well, they'll put up their shield if they can, so you'll put up our shield. You'll put up your shield. Goes to the monster's turn. So, closest threat in field of view in range, which we're not in field of view. But then it's closest survivor in range, which will be us. So turns around. And that is going to be +2. Oh, it's the fucking Devour again. And it's Walker. Is Walker going to get devoured again? So on it's rolling 2. So it's just rolling 2s. 2 plus, 5 pluses, we get devoured. Or gobbled up. We don't get gobbled up, misses. Thank God for that. And now he's going to do his charge. So he is just going to charge against this person. That's going to be 2 damage to a random hit location, which is going to be our legs. Okay, and you flip back up, goes to our turn, which is really good because Fluke can now just get an attack off right next to where we are, which I think is going to be worthwhile. We're just going to... actually, no, we're going to move first of all. Oh, we can't move, can we? We can't move and shoot. I wanted to move them diagonally so they didn't get hit, but they're just going to go for a shot. Unless we use the bone darts, that is... They've already got a hit with the bow. Yeah, we're gonna move and use the bone darts instead. There's only a roll of 1, but we've got an accuracy of +1, so it's 6 pluses to hit. That's a 10. It's a perfect hit. Do we have anything for perfect hit here? No, just whenever we hit, we can change it to our arms. On a wound, so that's just what we need to do. We've got 4 strength, 7 strength overall there. So we're looking for 4s and above. That's amazing that we actually got a wound off. Turn to face the attacker, then without turning, move the monster 1 space directly away from the attacker, cancel all hits that are now out of range. So they're going to turn to face us, and then just going to move 1 back. But that's a damage. So we'll take that. Alone, unfortunately, can't do his 3 movement and attack. Let's flip these back over as well. And Donoff also won't be able to move and attack because they've got the club. They can use the Founding Stone, actually. It might be worth us trying to do the Founding Stone. It's got 7 health still, actually. Okay, I think what we're going to do... With Walker, we're going to activate the raw... No, it's the cat eye circuit ringers that we want to use, actually. Sorry. Okay. Alright. We'll move in then. We're just going to move all the way to here. And go for a hit. Same thing. 6 pluses. Real unfortunate. Real unfortunate. Didn't get any hit. Then we'll have Alone go 1, 2, 3. We'll go behind. And Alone will go for a hit. With these, we don't get the +1 accuracy and the +1 strength. But that is 6 and 7. That is 2 hits. Because we do get the 1 accuracy from the other thing. On a wound, on a result of a 3+, roll 1d10. On a result of a 3+, they're brutally kicked back. Suffer 3 damage from random hit location and knock back 5. And on this one, on a fail, they'll grasp our things. We'll do it on this way. So we've got 2 strength, 3 strength, 5, plus the 2 extra 7. We're looking for 5 to be successful. That's a 1. Grasping tiny little hand, startled you gain +1 insanity and lose your composure. Spend to regain your senses before you can attack again. So we can't attack anymore. That gets ended. We gain 1 insanity, which ain't too bad. That's going to be the end of the rounds. Actually, do you know what we'll do? We're going to actually have Doneth go here. So she can be one of the ones that can be targeted. And we're going to have him use the shield. I think that's going to be good. Okay, monster's turn. Bad round there. Random survivor in range. So everyone is within range. This is going to be random to anyone here. We've got 6, 6, 3, 1. It's going to be white. Really good, actually. So he's going to turn. Oh no, it's just intimidate. The screaming antelope begins to stomp and snort excitedly. A gurgled moan sounds from its undermouth. Turn to face the target and roll 1d10. On a result of a 4+, the target suffers 1 brain damage and is knocked down. Got a 1. In addition, if the target is insane, they suffer 5 knockback. They are insane. So I do think turn to face the attacker, suffers 1... Oh no, it does say in addition. Turn to face the attacker, roll a d10 on a 4+, the target suffers 1 brain damage per monster level and is knocked down. And then in addition, if the target is insane, they suffer 5 knockback. I think, actually, no, I think the knockback will come in. So they'll still go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They get the knockback. Doesn't knock them over, though. And now it's going to be the charge. And the charge is going to be between red, green, and white. 3, 10, and 7, it is going to be against red. So it's going to turn for red. It's going to charge through. There's going to be 2 damage to a random location for red to our waist. Yeah, red's been taking quite a lot of beating here. Okay, so now it goes back to our go. Alright. So Flute is going to use the Cat Eye Circuit Ring, and we're going to look at the top 3 next monster cards. Okay, so we've got a trap on the 3rd one. I'll put them back in any order. We've got a trap on the 3rd card that's coming up. Okay, we can crit and give it the -1 damage. I think that would be really useful. And then we've also got a reflex after that. Oh, the trap's a pain. The attacker is doomed. All survivors adjacent to the monster suffer 2 brain damage per monster level. Knockback 5 and you are knocked down. The monster lands on its belly and begins to slide. Turn the monster directly away from the attacker and full move. Well, it's in the corner, so I can't really do anything from that. We just need to attack it from a range. Which we can do if we throw the thingy, but we don't want to do that. So what we can do is, because the monster's going to be coming back down, I think we put this one first and we can get the -1 damage token. Then it's going to be running back down towards us anyway. Actually, we need to keep someone in range. We need to have someone within the trample path. Which we can have someone in the trample path. If they just stand here, they'll run towards us, but we won't necessarily get trampled, which would work out really well. Yeah, okay. So basically we want to put this one at the bottom, then this one second, and then we want to get a crit hit off. So the second one is the trap. So they've just activated that. We're going to just have them move into here so they can get the evasion. We're then going to have Alone move. The monster's going to be moving straight down, potentially moving straight downwards, because that's its range. It could even go towards grazing, which we don't want it to do. But we don't know what its next attack's going to be. Because we're not going to attack this round, actually. I think Alone has... No, Alone doesn't. Who isn't attacking? You're not attacking, and you use the raw headband. You're the only one with the raw headband that you can use it. But I don't particularly want Walker. I know Walker can use the raw headband. Okay, we'll look at the top 2. It's in the blind spot in range and the closest threat in range, and if not, they're going to graze. So it's almost like Walker has to stay there to be in range, but then the trample's going to happen. In blind spot, in range, both of them are in blind spots. Both of them are back kick. We've been getting a lot of these like back-to-back cards. Will be the closest threat in range then, isn't it? We're going to have to keep someone in range because we want them to come down to here, realistically. Or it might be best actually if we even go upwards. We have someone go upwards to take the hit, which in that case it would be Alone. Because if we have Alone go upwards to take the hit, they'll take the hit from this. And and then they're going to do a hit on us, and then they'll trample. But then their trample we know is going to come all the way through to here, so we know it's in range for flute. We kind of have to do that. So it doesn't matter which order, obviously we put these back on top. Do it in whatever. And because we know then that he's going to be charging all the way through and will be ending here, we can just put Walker to go like literally here in preparation to just end it and hit straight away. With that, then we're going to have Alone go all the way to the back here, and Alone's going to pull up the shield. And then Donoth is going to go on top of this acanthus plant. And we're going to roll to see if we can pick it up. That is a 9. Gain 1 fresh acanthus strength resource, which is exactly what we wanted. That is really good. Because that can allow us to heal some hit locations now. I believe, yeah. Archive this to fully heal 1 hit location, including injury levels and armor points. So that is fantastic. Okay. It's going to be the monster's turn then. Oh, we did end our turn adjacent. So on a 1 or 2, we lose a strength. We don't. So the monster's now going to pull this out and it's going to do back kick. So it's going to turn to where in its blind spot, which we are. 1 speed on a 3+, but we have got 0 evasion. So on a 3+, it is going to hit us. It hits us once for 3 damage. 4 damage because we've got +1 thingy, so it's 4 damage. That is going to deal to us, but we can block that 1 hit location with the leather shield, which is phenomenal. Then it's going to do trample, so it's going to turn towards us. We're the only one in range. It's going to full move through us. We're going to take 2 damage to a random hit location, which is going to be our body. And then, oh yeah, we need to do that to regain your sense before you can attack again. That was a movement. That's fine. So we just have to do that for this next one. We didn't attack last one, so that's fine. And then that's it. So, first of all, we're going to have Alone use his movement to get rid of this. So then now we can actually sit there and do an attack. But they use their movement, and since they use their movement, they can't really do anything else. We'll shield. And now we can see what everyone else can do. So, first of all, we want to throw the founding stone, which is Donoth. So Donoth is going to lob this founding stone, and that is going to hit. Guaranteed, which is 1 random Scream and Antelope resource, which is going to be a large flat tooth, which is fantastic, and the -1 damage token, which is what I would like to have put on. And then that is going to be another health. That is fantastic start. Now, the next one's the trap. We don't want anyone to be adjacent. I just realised that, actually. We don't want anyone to be adjacent, and this person is adjacent. They're just going to have to move away and not get hit, unfortunately. I should have had them be 1 away. So we'll have to move... We're actually going to have to move to here. Just then that they're now out of range of the thing. I'm going to move them to here. And now we're going to have Flute then shoot. So Flute is going to shoot. And I think we are going to force an accuracy here because we only want to draw... It doesn't matter if we draw 2. We just want to guarantee draw the 1. So we're going to aim, which is going to give us a +2 to our accuracy, but we can only roll 1. And we already have +1 accuracy as well. So that goes to a 5, so it's a 4+ to hit. It's a 9, perfect. I was going to say, if we failed that, the whole thing would have been fucked. That activates the trap. Oh, no, that's alright. Activates the trap. The attack is doomed. All survivors adjacent to the monster suffer 2 brain damage per monster level and get knocked back, so it doesn't happen. And then it's going to turn away from the attacker, move in a straight line. It's just going to stay there. But that is cool. We managed to activate that trap now without anything bad happening to any of us. We can now have Donoth literally just go right behind the monster, I think, as the final one, just to... Might as well get an attack off. Fuck it. Oh, you can't, actually. Okay, well... I think we'll have Donoth move. Because Alone's going to get hit with the charge, potentially, anyway. We don't know what the next hit's going to be. We don't know who's going to target. Oh, no, it's the blind spot, isn't it? So if we stay here, it would go to the blind spot, and then it goes to the closest survivor. If we went to there, Alone's still going to be in range, unfortunately. I'm just trying to think of how we can make it not go after alone. But, okay, we're going to have Donoff go here anyway, and we're going to activate the shield. That's what we'll do. Oh, no, they threw. They can't activate the shield. So we can have Donoff move. Can he use a thing? If you're a returning survivor, you cannot depart. Okay, yeah, we can. Okay, we'll have them move because they haven't moved yet, and we're going to have them use that to surge, and on their surge, it's going to be for the leather shield. That's what we'll do. All right. So we'll draw the next card. Closest survivor in field of view. So it's going to be us. So it's a speed of 1, and that is going to be +2 accuracy. We have +1 evade, so that is on a 3+. They'll be successful in hitting us. So 3. So that's 2 damage because they don't have a bonus damage token, and we get 1 bleed. So we could take the bleed. We have the shield up actually. But yeah, they hit us twice. So did they hit us twice? Oh no, it's just a 3. It's just the 1. Sorry, we don't get the bleed token. The shield blocks that. Shield blocks it. All good. Now we're going to do the trample. So it's going to be between red and white. We've got a 6 and we've got an 8. It's going to be going towards 6, who thankfully still has his shield up. That's going to charge all the way through us, but the shield is going to block that 2 damage to that hit location. And we go to the next round. Okay. Definitely out of range. We're going to have them go 1, 2, and then use their activation to climb up onto here. So now they are... We can make them go anywhere here, so we're going to have them go here so they're close to the acanthus plant to use it. That's what we'll do for them. Then we're going to have Alone just go for a hit whilst we're behind. Using these. So we're looking for 5 pluses. Hit, hit, 2 hits. That is -2 toughness, and on the reflex makes them turn. Really good. So what? We have 3 strength, 5 strength, plus an extra 2 strength from that. 7 strength, -2 toughness, 9 strength. This one's a 2+ to hit. It's a critical. Gain 1 Scream and Antelope resource. So, don't mind if I do. And now on the next one, it's not -2, so it's a 4+, I believe. Which is a 4. Let me just double check that was right. So it's 3, 5, add the other 2, it's 7. That's 4. Perfect. Yeah, that is a hit. On a reflex, he's just going to turn towards me. And because we just hit, we're now just going to move. We're just going to move down to here, I believe. So in that way, it's not going to be multiple people in a line that can get hit with a charge. And then we've got Walker, which isn't going to be able to do anything. We've got Donoff as well. Who here is best at being able to like take a hit? Probably Donoff. So we're going to keep Donoff. We want Donoff to get hit first. We're going to move Donoff here. And then Donoff is just going to activate their shield. That's what they're going to do for their turn. And then Walker, we're going to move. If they're going to go to Donoff, we're going to move Walker to here, I think. Yeah. Sure. Whatever. Yeah. I won't think about it too much. Cool. Next turn goes to the monster's turn. Oh, sorry, Walker could have done one more thing. So we're going to actually have Walker look at the top 2 cards because Walker just moved. We're going to have Walker look at the top 2 cards and see what we're dealing with. The Zone of Death, so it's 1 brain damage to everyone, which they're going to take. They're going to have to roll. And on 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Donoff is also in range of that. They're going to suffer 1 damage per monster level to every hit location. Terrible. So we're not even going to read the rest of it. We're just going to do it like that. All right, monster's turn. Flip. In blind spot, closest threat in range, which is going to be you. They're going to back kick, so they're going to turn around. That's going to be 3 damage to 1, but we had them use the shield. 3+. We actually have a 4. They don't even hit us, so we don't need to use the shield. That's actually really good, because now we can use the shield on the charge. So they miss. Now they're going to do their charging thing. We're the only one in range. They're going to go for that. Go through them. Shield's going to block that. Fantastic. And now it goes to our turn. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are in range to shoot. So we're going to do that straight away with the bow. 6 pluses to hit because we've got the +1 accuracy. Don't hit. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Can't do anything else with them. 1, 2, 3, which is unfortunately just 1 shy. So I think we're going to have Donoff can't, he also can't do anything. So we're just going to have Donoff move. No, we won't yet. We're going to wait and see. We'll get Walker to go behind and get an attack off with the big thing. So 5+ is to hit. Cool, that is 2 hits. We get +2 luck then to our hit location on this one. If we fail, we need to spend energy to move it. So, I mean, again, 1's for us to lose. But because we've got +2 luck to this hit location, if we get an 8, this first one's going to be a critical. It is not. That is 1 damage. And that is a 7. That is another damage. It is on 3 HP. I can't surge because I'm not insane, unfortunately, so I can't really do anything. As a bonus, 3 damage. Okay, we'll have a lone then. Go all the way down here and do an attack. And that is going to be all 3 of these. 6+ is to hit. 1 successful hit. And if we're hitting with a club or a shield, we get +2 luck, which we don't have. So I think it's 4s, isn't it, that we're after? Oh, unfortunately, we don't hit it. Oh, wait. When attacking with the guitar, cancel reactions. Oh, it cancels reactions. Shit. So there's no reroll. But you may not spend survival unless you're insane. We can't search. Okay, and then we'll just have then Dorm. If we're just gonna have them go behind and use the shields, and hopefully they get targeted. Right, monsters go. I'm gonna flip the card. Closest survivor in field of view. That is actually a tie between you guys. Oh, it's not random survivor, actually. I can choose in which I'm going to have it choose Donoff. So it's going to go to Donoff. On a 2+, it's going to hit. On a 3+, it's going to hit. It hits a 3, does 2 damage. We're going to block that with the shield, does no damage. Now it's going to be random between green, white, and red. Who it's going to charge 6, 5, and 8. So it is going to charge green, which unfortunately means it goes through here, and that's going to be 2 damage to green and to white, 2 damage to our arms, and then 2 damage to our legs. You cannot use or gain survival. You cannot gain courage. Cure this disorder if you have 8+ understanding. How long have you had that for? And have I used thingy on you? Have I used a survival for you? I cannot remember. If you're the event revealer on the hunt, you may not spend survival unless you are insane. I don't think I've been spending survival. Okay. That damage has been done. No one's been knocked over. Go to the next round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They are out of range to get shot, so we're going to have to see with everything else first of all. Right. We're going to have Finger going first. We could have them hit with the axe, but we kind of just want them to die. And this kind of gives us the guaranteed hit. So, well, it's not a guaranteed hit, but like if we wound it, it gets a guaranteed hit. That's an 8 and a 1. That sucks. Why is this here? Oh, we failed it, didn't we? That's 1 hit location. First strike. If we're insane, which we're not, it cancels the attack. Otherwise, the attacker suffers 1 brain damage. We do take a brain damage, but we get the hit off at least. And that is an 8, which is going to be a hit. Now on 2 HP. Can't surge. We're going to have to roll this on a 2. 1 or a 2, we get less. We don't. Donoff, again, it just can never get a hit off with Donoff. What we're going to do is we're going to have Donoff just go here in preparation to get a hit off. Actually, even better. Sorry, we'll keep Donoff here. That's where it was. Because they're going to run through, and then we're going to use a shield. Because the shield's going to block the damage. But they're going to run through, and their back will be turned to us. And alone, because you also can't get a hit off, it's going to go there. So it'll be 1, 2, 3. We're going to have alone go to here. And then flute person, we're going to roll for the acanthus plant because we're adjacent to it. Ah, that's a 2. That's not good. I think that's an arm damage. Yeah. Take 1 arm damage. Not good, but... Right. Monster's turn. So its only card is Bite. Closest survivor in field of view. So it's just going to turn around to us. And that is on a 2+ accuracy, it's going to hit, but Walker's got 3, so on a 5+ it hits. That's a crit. That is going to be 2 damage to a random location, which is our legs, which is actually really bad. And we gain a bleed token. So we gain a bleed, and we take 2 damage to the legs, which means that we're going to be having to roll on the legs, which is a 10, which is the blow just sends you spore and you're knocked down. Thank God. Not terrible. Not terrible. And then it's going to charge, which is going to charge all the way through us. That's going to be 2 damage for you. So for green and for thingies, that's 2 damage to our body. 1, 2 makes us knocked down. 2 damage to our legs for white, sorry, which doesn't do anything because we block it. And now we are in range to party. Right, Donath is going to go for a hit. The only hit they can do this entire fucking game. We're going for the bone club. On a 5+, it hits because we're behind. We hit once. Okay, now we just have to wound it. If we wound it, it gets a -1 movement token. Okay, we've got no perfect hits, so we don't get plus strength. That is 5, 3, 8. It's on 11. We're looking for 2+. Thank fuck. That wounds it. That wounds it, and it gets another minus movement token. And now we can get weapon proficiency in our club. Okay. Then we're gonna have alone go 1, 2. Oh yeah, they actually can't do the 1, 2, 3 movement, which is a shame, but they can go behind it regardless. So we're not getting the bonus accuracy. But 5+ is to hit. Hits once. Goddamn. Rough. On a failure, we get knocked back 5. And then what? That's 4s that we needed, was it? Yeah, it's because we've got 5, 6, 7, and then 4s. 4+. It's a crit. We actually hit with a crit, which is 1 Screaming Antelope resource. And gets a Crushed Crown, but it's dead. It is dead. Thank God, man. Thank God we actually have people survived this. It was such a tight fight. Well, I say it was a tight fight. Like, things weren't going amazingly. But yeah, it could have been real bad, I think, with a lot of stuff that was going on. But we actually got loads of extra resources from that, which is phenomenal. That goes really well. And the Canthus plant that we can use to make one of the dried Acanthus later on, which is going to be good too. So, because we were successful, we get 2 hunt XP and 1 weapon proficiency. So, they're going to get 2 hunt XP, and they did hit with a guitar, so that's 1 weapon proficiency. So, we're going to do their hunt XP now. We're going to do one at a time. So, we're going to roll on the table. This is going to be a 9, a 6, which is 1 random fighting up. Grab this. And we've got Unconscious Fighter. It takes 7 bleeding tokens to kill you, which is very nice. That is very nice. Then we go here. So 2 hunt XP. You didn't injure with the axe, so no weapon proficiency. You get 2 hunt XP, which is going to be choosing which weapon proficiency you're going to be proficient in, which is going to be the bow, which means I do get the 1 bow proficiency. But we need to do this up here, which gives them a 14, which is also 1 random fighting up. See what we get. They get the Monster Claw style, which is the fist and tooth attack. We should have gone fist and tooth beforehand. But that's fine. At least that is it's kind of useful actually, because at least then we can shoot with the bow, and then like if we're not shooting with the bow, we can just attack with our hands. If we need to do a movement beforehand, like we can still get an attack in. And then you 2, and you did actually hit with the club, so that goes up 1. We've almost got it. Almost got it for the club. On their first proficiency. And then this is a 9, which is 1 permanent strength, which is very nice. Excuse me, why are you not typing? +1 strength from age 2. Cool. All right, we're going to heal people up. That's going to get away all of their tokens. And then these are the rewards that we got from prior, which is not too shabby, because that, especially that large tooth, we want to get a second large tooth if we can. I think that's what we want out of this. And we're going to be getting, this is the reason we went up against a level 2, 6 basic and 7 screaming. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is everything we've got. That's another large tooth. Fantastic. Not as much pelt as I would have liked. I would have loved to have had more pelt from that. But that is fine. We'll take all of that. Because considering the amount of resources that we lost like a couple years ago, now actually coming in and after fighting a level 2 to come back with all of this resource, it's good. It's good to have it's good to have a lot of loot back. Alright, now because we had everyone survive that showdown, we can clean up the showdown board. Put all of our picked up the surge. Put all of our pieces back. And then that is going to be... No one here's got PTSD, do they? But I know that someone has skipping the next hunt. Which I believe is you, isn't it? When you're a returning survivor, you quickly become preoccupied. So you need to skip... Let's first we'll click the next hunt. And then you need to skip the next hunt. But no one else does. We've got +1... Because you got Tinkerer, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have someone who has Matchmake, so we can spend to be intimate. Which is fantastic. So, we'll put that in the notes here. That we can Matchmake. And let's have a look what we've got here with stuff. So we've got a pelt, a monster hide, and we got leather. So we can make another shield if we wanted to. We have the leather to make another shield, the leather, the hide, and the bone. But we need leather to make more of the armor. And I do think that making the armor right now would be more important because we did get the steel shield. Although the steel shield gives us minus movement, we did still get a shield. So I think it would be better to prioritize the leather armor and try and make as much leather armor as we can. And then we also want to make the beast knuckle, the large flat tooth beast knuckle. Oh, it also requires pelt. That's so annoying. That's... Yeah, okay. Because we can make that double pelt. So use the pelt to make the double beast knuckle. But then we're going to have a leather, just one leather and one hide left. Which we can sit there and make like boots or something, which I suppose it's not the end of the world, it's still more leather armor. It's like another one up on the leather armor. So yeah, I think that's probably going to be the way, because then also it would be, because we're going to be fighting against another level 2 screaming antelope, we're probably going to be able to kick its ass with that person having like the double club things. So can Matchmake, then we're going to have make two tooth katars, make leather armor, and then we won't be able to innovate, unfortunately, as much as I would like to, but I think that's fine. I think the rest will probably just be mating. So there we go. Pretty good, I think. Not too bad on that one. Obviously it went back to being a little bit of a longer year. But yeah, not too bad. That is the end of year 14. We're going into year 15. So we got one more year of sort of like peace where we can just fight the screaming antelope and hopefully not do too bad before things start hitting the fan again, where we go up against the butcher. Which is, we're going to want to make bandages to survive bleeding. The butcher does loads of bleed damage. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you guys come into year 15, which will be marking the halfway to year 30. Take care.